Because the guidance that I provide are based on spiritual laws as I understand them, and they're universal to all humans. So, for example, it's difficult to practice self-love if you believe you're loving the ego or this persona that is constantly criticizing oneself. So once one understands that one is a spirit having a human experience, then you can start to love the creator, which is really part of yourself as well, because you were made by a creator. So whatever that is, source, universe, whatever name or word you want to put on it, you didn't make yourself. So whatever that is, it's much easier to, I think, love oneself when one understands that one is spirit and not human, but having a human experience, and creates a lot more room for compassion for one's experience as a human, because that isn't our original form. So, yeah. And the truth is that when I was doing traditional psychotherapy, I did not see very many changes. People did not make the changes that they make now. I mean, they make incredible changes that could only be with spiritual help. And I mean, it's the speed at which people are able to shift and make their life what they want their life to be is much faster using spiritual psychology than using just plain traditional psychology. Because really the spirit is such a big part of, it is who you are, and it's a big part of our human experience even. So to not talk about that is like having psychotherapy without talking about feelings, or having psychotherapy without talking about thoughts. It's a big piece. For a while I had realized I wanted to change my name in the sense that, well, first I didn't want to change my name at all, and I thought it was ridiculous that people changed their name. I had definitely judgment and attitude about that. You're making it harder on people like me to have to remember a new name on who you are now. And then, but I realized one day that, you know, my name means hardworking, and what my name signified didn't feel right to me anymore. It didn't feel good. It didn't feel like it fit who I am and where I see my life going. So, but I had no idea what that name would be. And then one day it came to me, and first it came in as Jude, and I thought, yeah, hey Jude, don't be afraid. I thought, great, yeah, that's a nice name. But that wasn't quite it. And when I heard the name Jade inside, almost like a calling, when I heard the name Jade, it was this feeling of peace and excitement and well-being and newness and beginnings. It just felt, I was like, yeah, there's something about this name that energetically, vibrationally feels really good. And then Ratam is the name that I received from Metatron when I wrote to a channel, and that I knew was the real deal for me, authentic. And they sent a recording and said that my soul name is Ratam, R-I-T-A-M, or Ratam. And I thought, oh, how interesting. And then I looked up the spiritual meaning of that, which was wonderful. And then I thought, oh, how interesting. It almost sounds Middle Eastern. And I thought, remember, this is a soul name. So to me, the chosen name was Jade, and it resonates with who I am at this point, or it just resonates with me. Who I am is much bigger than a name, and it's the same with you as well, or anybody listening. We're much bigger than our names, so many lifetimes. Anyway, so that's the answer to the question, long-winded. Yeah, it's going to be about providing as much free guidance and therapeutic skills and tips as I can, as many as I can provide to people. It's about people having at least the opportunity to help themselves, and that's why it's going to be called Free Yourself, because the way to help yourself is to free yourself from old beliefs, etc., etc. And so I want to provide some of those skills that you're going to have to apply, whether you see a therapist in person for an hour a week or not. you still have to apply whatever it is that you learn that's going to make the changes in your life that you want and that you're seeking. So ultimately, you really do have to free yourself. A therapist can only provide guidance and support. So some of what I want to do, for example, with depression and anxiety is to give people tools that they can use when they're having panic attacks or when they're extremely depressed. And everybody should have access to that. And you're still, whether you see someone in person or online, like myself, or on a podcast, you're still going to have to apply the principles and see if they work for you. And so you have to do the work no matter where you get the information from. And so I'm just going to pass on what I know to be true and what I've learned from clients and the work I've done over 40 years. And I hope people can benefit, especially those that don't have the money or the means to pay for a private therapist. Everybody deserves to have access to mental health. That's it. Thanks a lot for listening.